10k plus HP? Check. Massive regen? Check. Tankiness with style? Check. Let's do this. Uber Lab? I can't afford combs? Okay, don't use any armor. I can't afford a 6-link? Okay, use a 4-link. No problem, we got you here. You are a legend. Hit that like button. Can we hit 1,000 likes? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are going over my Dark Pact Berserker. That's right, this guy is tanky, he's mean, he's ready, and, well, he's got 9.7k HP right now. And guess what? That's right, are only, what level are we right now? We are level 84? How much? Like, we have so much to do. And my gear is pretty good. Not fantastic, but pretty darn good for the start of the league. I was lucky, and you will be too. So, how this character works, very, very sweet. It is a character that is quite tanky. He has high regen. He uses Dark Pact, sacrificing his own life to do damage. So, how that works exactly is it sacrifices 6% of your life, but if you are doing it with your own life, increases the radius, and it also does 90% more damage. So right now, as you see right here, my life is going down. You're like, but DT, that'll kill you, that'll kill you. Ah, it would, but since we are rocking the Berserker Ascendancy, we have some life leech, which is pretty legendary, and we got a lot of regen to keep us up. Another thing with the build is really nice is, you know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 pots. Well, I can count. I can count to 5. Legendary. He has another thing. It heals him 25% of his HP every single time he uses a war cry. So, oh no, we're losing life. Boom, war cry. 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 You get the idea. It's pretty sick. Another thing about this build is you can slightly go AFK. You know, if you're in a map and you cleared the area a little bit, and suddenly you get some wife aggro, some girlfriend aggro, some boyfriend aggro, some aggro, you know? Maybe your cat just took a dump on the carpet. You know? Well, guess what? You can get up, you can do that, you can fix that stuff, come back to your game, you know your character's still going to be there. He's probably not going to be dead just because this guy's super tanky, high HP, high regen, and he's got some nice cast wound damage setup that keeps him up and keeps him kicking. And the good thing about this build is, remember guys, whenever I do a build, all my builds, the whole point of them is to inspire you. To go, hey, I really like how DT did this build. I really like how DT did this Ancestral Bloodchief Marauder. It's really sick, but if I change this and this and this, hey, maybe I can make it a little bit better, or maybe I can make it better for my playstyle. That's what it's all about. It's all about making it so that you guys customize it, and I can spark the imagination of you guys. Right now, we start off with the Pledge of Hands. Pledge of Hands, not very popular item. Could be popular after this. I don't know. But Pledge of Hands, it's really good. I was lucky to 6-link this early in the league. Woo! Thanks, Arn Jesus. Very, very good. I was lucky to 6-link this early in the league. And yeah, it is really good. It gives you cast really quickly because of the spell echo, but the spell echo has some drawback. You do lose 6% of your HP every time you cast. So even though you're casting really quickly, you're losing that 6% HP. So it's good. It's pretty good. I like it. I'm enjoying the build. It's doing some relatively good damage. The tooltip on this skill is not actually accurate. So the damage you're actually doing is far more than what it actually says on the skill. So don't focus on the skill, looking at it as it doesn't say over 100k, it doesn't say over 200k, whatever it is. Your damage is actually a lot more than it actually says, a lot more, which is pretty cool. So we have Pledge of Hands as the chest piece. For the helmet, we're looking for that max health, resistance. This helm it's okay. In a perfect world, I haven't farmed lab enough, but I will be farming it. We want to be looking for that dark pack, like any of the dark pack stuff. That stuff will be great. Any of the dark pack enchants will be absolutely great. Any of the war cry enchants will be pretty great. But it matters what we can get. Right now, I haven't farmed it. It's only maybe the fourth day in the league. So we're going hard, but we're not going like, you know, so hard that we have it already. We don't, but we're working there. I was lucky enough to grab a Combs. Woo! Thank RNGesus again. Super lucky to grab this. This thing is super nice. Not 100% needed though. Instead, you could use the Cherubim's Maleficence, and instead of this, what I would do is I would take off the Pledge of Hands. If you're not using this, I would use a Dune Kebiari in the main hand, and I would use a Breath of the Council on the offhand. And this is where it's kind of testing. You might want to use 2 Breath of the Councils. You won't want to use 2 Dune Kebiaris, because the Dune Kebiari is only really good in the main hand because it only affects your spell damage in the main hand, but it's still really, really good. The other thing is you could use is APEPS Rage. If you don't know what APEPS Rage are, it adds chaos damage to spells. It can add up to like, I think, 90 to 105 chaos damage per spell. It also increases your cast speed, but remember, it does increase your cast speed a lot. It gives you 30 and 30, so if you're holding 2 of them, it does a lot. But the good thing about APEPS Rage is it does have a 40% increased mana multiplier, so if you're holding 2 of them, you're going to be spending a lot more mana. But guess what? In this build, we don't run mana. We run blood magic, and we got lots of regen. So the fact that it's going to cost more mana won't really matter. So APEPS Rage, then you got all of your skill gems in your Cherubim's Maleficence. That's a really good way to build the build as well. Both are very viable. Both are very versatile. You can do whatever you want. Both are going to be good. You're not going to have a problem. They're both going to do a lot of damage. And the good thing about the Cherubim's Maleficence, I'm never going to get this name correctly. Cherubim's Maleficence is the 100% increased leech per second. That's really sick. With our Berserker ability that we leech more. It's also really sick because if you get yourself an Aziri's Promise, you see that 2% chaos damage leads his life during Flask's effect? Guess what? We do 100% chaos damage. Sick. I know. Totally sick. So, you have 2 options. You either go with the Pledge of Hands and the Combs Heart. This is a little bit more expensive. Combs Heart's really expensive this league. That's fine. Cherubim's is your other option. It's a very, very good option. It's going to do a lot of damage as well. You might not have as much life. Like we're at 8.1k right now with Cherubim's, which is still really good, but it's not as high as, you know, your 9.7, which is, they're both very viable. You choose what you want to do. It's up to you. For the necklace, I got an Astromantis. You don't need to have an Astromantis. You can use something else. Something with stats. You need to get that intel. Remember, we do have to hit that 151 intel, and we do have to. It'll go up to like, I guess at level 20, 154. I think, I don't know, but you'll have to hit that intel of the high intel skill gems, and that's something that, you know, you're gonna need some stats with. And if you need Astromantis because you can't find stats anywhere else, you can do that. If not, grab something else. It doesn't really matter. Not that big of a deal. For rings, I looked for basically anything that had HP and fire resistance. These rings are fire resistance, cold resistance, whatever. All your resistances, you know. I'm going to be looking for something better. I'm going to be looking for something with higher strength. The reason why strength is key on this build is because we have Iron Will. A lot of our damage comes from Iron Will. It's a very great multiplier for a Marauder, a spellcasting Marauder. So Iron Will, super sick. That is a very viable way to do things. So yeah, look for those resistances. You got to find your resistance somewhere. Since you're rocking multiple uniques, you know, the chest piece Combs, it's got nothing for resistances. Same as if you use the Cherubims Maleficents. Same thing. It has no resistances. So you're gonna need to find them somewhere. For gloves, same thing. I look for that strength. I look for that armor because we're face tanking. Remember, this build is a face tanker. We're face tanking stuff. You'll see in the video we'll be doing Uber Lab. We're gonna face tank Uber Lab. You will see us just conquering content just with our face. Pause. And yeah, for the glove, for the belt, the same thing. Strength, max HP, resistances. I will get rid of this increased elemental damage. I just haven't had a chance yet because I bought the belt like this, so it just came like that. Death's Door, I picked them up when they were really cheap still, well, relatively cheap. These are fantastic, and you want that regenerate 2% life per mana whenever you're hit. The other option with this is, instead of this, if you want some more damage and you're not worrying about bleed, you're going to run some bleed flasks instead, which I still have. I haven't taken them out. This is a new addition. If you're running the bleed flasks and you don't care about the bleed, you're going to deal with the bleed yourself, well, then instead you could easily get the Comb Roots. The Comb Roots are really, really nice, and they have up to 200 max HP, which would bring your HP up. Probably I would be at 10 point something KHP. So we are now going to be going over the skill tree on this build. The skill tree has a few variations you can do, and they're both viable. You start off with life and armor. You come all the way down life and armor. All these nodes, life and armor, regen. Warrior's Blood, same thing, regen. We're covering those regen nodes, very, very important. Regen is how we keep up with this build. Since on this version, regen is our priority. And we prioritize regen over the other route of going up here to grabbing VAAL Pack. If you were going to go a VAAL Pack route, well, you would completely change the tree around. I will put a tree in the link below if you want to do a VAAL Pack version of this build, which is completely possible. But this is the regen version of this build. Grabbing Heart of the Warrior, same thing. That more life, more regen, all that good stuff. Very, very good. We're coming up here. Armor Mastery, we have the same thing, life and regen, same thing. Coming over here, we're grabbing Jewel Sockets. Jewel Sockets are very key in this build because they give you a lot of diversity, and you can change how you play the build and what you do later on in the game with just the jewels you get. For example, you can get jewels that have resistances that you need because your gear is lacking it. You can get certain stats that your gear is lacking. You can get your life, you can get damage jewels. Jewels, the best possible jewel would be life, area damage, chaos damage, and more damage, just increased damage. You could get stuff like that, like four stat jewels that would be a huge boost to the build. But it's early in the league, don't have those yet. We grab the endurance charges. Endurance charges are how we face tank Azario, face tank really high physical damage builds. Really nice to get those endurance charges. They also give us higher res cap, and they give us the nice DR. Coming up here, we actually grab the Barbarianism. We have that increased maximum fire resistance, which is very, very good, very useful. Coming up here, we actually grab Tireless and all those more life nodes. Same thing over here, we're grabbing Combat Stamina, we're grabbing more of those regen. More regen again, key. It's how we get our build back up again. We grab here's another Jewel Socket. Here's a nice little jewel with some lightning res, some strength, which is a really good bonus. Since we're running Iron Will, this is really, really good as well because it's the maximum life. Coming down here, we're grabbing all those sweet life nodes. Same thing up here, more life nodes up here. This is a good route because we're grabbing lots of strength as well on the way, and strength increases our damage because of Iron Will again. More endurance charges, devotion. We got some more here. When I level, I'll grab this increased life as well, because why not? It's easy to grab. Coming up here, we'll grab this, another jewel socket. Here's a nice little jewel. This is a really nice jewel. Increased chaos damage, maximum life, strength and dexterity, which I need. I actually needed some dexterity to run something. And then we also have the more resistance, which is great. Coming up here, we come down, we actually grab Light of Divinity. We skip going this route, and we actually just cut straight across here. Cut down here, come over here, grab Amplify, more damage, area damage, Retribution. These nodes are powerhouse nodes. Light of Divinity and Retribution, both powerhouse nodes. Grabbing those, coming down here, grabbing Sanctity, all very, very good. Swooping back up here, we got Quick Recovery and all these nodes. These give us more life and regen, which is key for our build. And coming down here, another nice little jewel socket. Swooping up here, we got the Purity of Fire, and we have the increased life. We got that Chaos Res as well, which is very, very good. And coming down here, if we go below all of this, below the jewel socket here, this is when you start coming in and grabbing the Juggernaut. You come over here, you grab Blood Magic. Only grab Blood Magic really once you start actually using the Dark Pack to level this build up, which we have in the video, using your Sunder, using your whatever it is to get to the point, mapping with your friends, whatever it is. Dark Pack is only really good once you get that Dark Pack going, and then you use the Blood Magic, and then all of those sweet nodes back here, Mortal Conviction, Life and Life. Look at those huge life nodes, very sweet. Coming down here, we go to Bloodless. These are more nodes here, and these are great nodes just for increasing your maximum HP. We also grab more regen up here. These are later, this is for leveling. You're going to grab more regen up here. You'll grab this life node here. If you get really high in this league and you want to keep going with this build, you're really enjoying it, you can come up here and you can swoop down here. From here, come over here, grab the maximum endurance charge, come over here, grab the jewel socket, grab Golem's Blood. This is going to be even more life. Come up here, grab Master of the Arena. This is such a sick node. I wish I could grab it right now, but I can't. Coming down here, you got your Bravery, you got your more life, and then you got Art of the Gladiator. This is a great way to get some more decks in the build, and it's just a good node. But I want to grab this right now if you can't get all the way over here. Grab the life nodes here. This one, this one, this one. Here, come over here, grab this, grab this, grab this. That's for later in the game when you're leveled super high, you know. When you're leveled super high. This is the skill tree of the build. It'll be in the links below. Check it out. And but this is just an outline. It's an outline for what this build could do. I'm sure you can find something and tweak it a little bit to make it your own. If you need something a little bit tweaked, you need a little bit more stats because your gear is different, then do it. I just give you the outline. You make the magic happen. So, for the Ascendancy of this build, we're actually grabbing Berserker, as you see right here. We're grabbing the first one we grab is Warbringer. Warbringer is going to help you get to the point where you can do your normal, well, I guess it's not normal, cruel, merciless. I guess it still is. Normal, cruel, merciless laboratory. Warbringer's number 1. Number 2, we actually grab Pain Reaver. Then we grab Crave the Slaughter and Merciless. And then for Uber, we grab Aspect of Carnage. To level this build up, I actually leveled up with Sunder. And then when I was leveling up, I actually got a Dune Caviari drop. And I used the Dune Caviari as a nice little 4-link with the level 30 Iron Will that it has in it. And I actually leveled up with that and Dark Pack. And it actually worked out very well. For the character, for the skill setup, we got a Concentrated Effect support. We got an Iron Will support. We have Dark Pack, which is where our damage is coming from. Void Manipulation. Added Chaos damage. And we got Controlled Destruction. This is the setup that I really enjoy. I think it's giving me the most DPS. But if you find something better, do it up. Do it up. For the helmet, I have Enduring Cry. I have Abyssal Cry. I have VAAL Summon Skeletons and Minion Life Support. The reason why I have VAAL Summon Skeletons is, let's say I'm taking a lot of damage and I want to have something else. I can then summon my VAAL Skeletons, and I can use my Dark Pack to shoot into the VAAL Skeletons to do damage based on the VAAL Skeleton's life, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. For the gloves, we have a Spell Totem, I have a Wither, and I have an increased duration, and I have a Leap Slam. Leap Slam right now, it's not a very good mobility skill. I don't have it linked to enough things, but I'm sure you can move it around and make it better. Right now, that's what I have. But the reason why I have a Wither on a totem, the reason why is I put the totem down when I'm doing boss fights, and what this does is it puts a stacking debuff that increases the chaos damage that enemies take. So I can be boom, 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 heal, boom, 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 heal, and then if I have Wither down with the totem, Wither is going to be casted on me. If I'm casting this Enduring Cry, that's going to be taunting whatever is nearby, so the totem's pretty safe. As long as I put the totem somewhere like pretty safe, the Enduring Cry is really going to be taking all the aggro. We also have the Abyssal Cry, and the Abyssal Cry is the good thing about Abyssal Cry is it does the more like 8% of monsters' life is chaos, more damage, more explosion. What you can do is you can rearrange the links a bit, and you can put Iron Will with the Abyssal Cry, and believe it or not, Iron Will actually affects Abyssal Cry. Take a look. I'll take it out here. Iron Will. You see how Iron Will is now affecting Abyssal Cry? That's something you can do. I personally am killing things so quickly that Abyssal Cry is only good on some of the higher tier maps, but it's still, I still have it on the bar. It's still great to have. Over on the boots, we have Molten Shell. Molten Shell is because it gives us that 812 more armor. I love the armor. Sure, the damage is fine. You could do an Abyssal Cry setup, a Molten Shell setup with Molten Shell, a max Molten Shell, an Iron Will. You could either do a chance to ignite, or you could do a Life Leech. So you could do like a Life Leech Molten Shell setup that heals you. That would be a really viable thing as well. So you do cast on damage taken, you would use Molten Shell, you would use Iron Will, and Life Leech. That would be a good way to do it as well. That's just an option. You have many options of what you want to do. Right now, I'm just getting the build out there. I keep getting messaged on Twitch, what's your build, what's your build? And I want to get a video out there so you guys can watch the video and understand the dynamic of what we're doing with this build. So, right now we have Molten Shell, Stone Golem, more regen, cast with damage taken, and Enfeeble. If I get later on an amulet that has 2 curses, I will take out Enfeeble. Well, I'll have Enfeeble, but I'll also add Temp Chains, or I will add something else. But for now, probably Temp Chains. Temp Chains and Enfeeble just to slow down the damage that we take. Since we're point blank with enemies, I think that would really, really help. The damage you do, the tankiness that you are, and just you're gonna be able to take the game at your own pace and enjoy the content. As you see here, we're getting hit by the spikes, and just really, they're not doing much to us. They're not really doing much to us at all. We have that, see, every time we get low, we're able to use the Enduring Cry to heal. And remember, you always, when you're running lab, you always can grab endurance charges on these, whatever they are, shrine thing. I don't know what they are. Casting things, I don't know. So right now, we're just running through this, and we have our endurance charges, even though this build has a maximum of, I think 6. I think 6 endurance charges. Let me see. I think it's 6. Yeah, it's 6. So right now we have a maximum of 6 endurance charges, which is pretty nice to add survivability to the whole build. Thank you guys so much for watching this build guide for the Dark Pact Berserker. This build I'm sure you will absolutely love. I can't wait for you guys to try it out and get into it. This build will give you a lot of joy in this game, and it's really resilient and tanky, and it has all that good stuff, and the damage is pretty darn good as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel. I stream at every single day except for Mondays and Wednesdays. Sometimes I stream those days, but I do stream every other day of the week from 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 3 p.m. I would love for you guys to come and join me on Twitch or YouTube. It would be absolutely legendary. Other than that, bring some ideas, bring some things you changed in the build, bring some, whatever, any questions you have as well. And thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Till then, hoo-ah! And bye, everyone.